Hello, everyone, and welcome to a definitely, I think this might be the longest self-playing critique I've done ever, possibly. So I don't want to spend too much time on the intro. You guys already know I'm going to go through the good, the bad, the ugly, some stuff that I learned from the first weekend on the NXL 2020 Las Vegas layout. So let's jump right into the first point. Okay, so on the Kings, I kind of take more of a Dorito and a center, those kinds of spots with the Kings. So I think there is going to be a little bit more footage from the center and the Dorito side. I did get into the snake side, but this center is really strong. You can get sneaky up here. The whole reason I'm not talking, of course, like I've said before, is that I don't want them to know where I'm at. I don't want it to be something so that I can catch guys like that. And I didn't call anything because I didn't want them to know where I was at, which, of course, this guy ends up seeing me. I peeked out and saw that he was going to come, so I jumped over the top and shot him. So that was definitely a fun little trick shot. So all I'm doing, and actually I could have been doing better at communicating here once I've gotten those two kills.
Someone on the snake side shoot me inside. There's a 200.
And I'm just talking here, so just trying to talk with, I can't remember who it was that was next to me. Now, I did have to kind of hug into this corner because of the snake, and I might have been able to push a little bit more into the snake side. I do end up getting shot, but I shot two bodies before this, so I did my job, so it's not like it was a bad thing that happened. Now, this Dorito side, so you can play pretty aggressive, and it's a relatively safe side to be able to get into. It's not going to be one that you really have to worry about a whole lot of shots off the break. Of course, if they pull up really quick, they'll be able to shoot that Dorito one. But this little Dorito I went into a deeper route, so I kind of went back along the back line and then slid up. And then from there, just went and kind of just kept going. So I'm just trying to talk with my my teammates here. I can't remember who it was that was keeping me in at this point, but I can still shoot the inside. I can still talk. I don't have to battle. I think that's something with some of the players that they feel like they have to go in and battle a lot of people to go and do something, which isn't the case at all. But with this Dorito side, you really want to be careful, like you just saw with that last point that I had played, is you really want to be mindful of the center. You can't just run down the field and think that you're going to be able to just dominate down this side, because there could be someone waiting in the center. So you want to be really mindful of that. Like I said, I play more the center with the Kings, so you can get here off the break. It wasn't super difficult for me to be able to do that. Also, if you can do it without them knowing that you went there, like that happened right there, then that's ideal. And the good thing too is that if they call that there's a snake, you have to really practice this shot. But to be able to look on the inside and shoot real quick to shoot out the snake is possible. I mean, you just saw that I did it right there. So if they don't know that you're there and you can just snap out and see exactly what snake they're at, then that's going to really help out your team. So I got 3 kills on that. So even if I got shot here, it would have been okay. I mean, and then it was just the last point there. I mean, the last body. So this shot is here. I think I might have been shooting a little bit too high for that player that was trying to go into the snake. So this tower isn't the worst bunker because you can kind of shoot down a little bit more on the snake. The only downside is that if they stay really low and hug the inside of that beam, then they're going to be like invisible to you. You won't be able to see anything. So
I think so. I'm not sure. Hey, red alert!
So we were just trying to see, you know, where the body's at. It's not a bad idea to have a code where it's, hey, let's calm down and figure out where the bodies are at. That's not what red alert means. Sorry, I'm not going to tell you guys what some of our codes mean, but basically with that, you need to have something where it's like, all right, let's calm down and figure out what's going on the field. Now, getting into this snake one.
Get out! Hey, kill off the D side!
So this was, I'll admit, that was a lucky one. You still have a shot on the inside there, but the good thing with this snake one is that you can shoot down the inside of the snake. I think I looked down the tape here. Maybe not on this point. So when you look down the tape, you can go ahead and actually be able to shoot that guy if he's trying to crawl on, like, just right next to.
I hear you. Back right.
Just right next to the beam. So all I'm doing here is just checking off to see what's going on, and I'm going to go ahead and commit, because ultimately, if the back right tries to come out on me, I can always fall into this bunker. But I'm able to go through and was able to shoot out the snake, and then no one on the Dorito side, and checked off, and he didn't know that I was there. So I was nice. I only shot him once, but probably should have shot him a couple more times. Now this shot is a really good one. If you have a team that's going to that Dorito 2, that little Dorito, this is a really good shot to be able to eliminate that guy, and you're relatively safe. I think there might be some little drop shots from the back right, but that shot there is really useful. It's of course, if they stop at the Dorito 1, then it's not going to be that great because you can't shoot that guy. But if there's someone that is really trying to take a big bite, yeah, just look for that. Now, I think at this point we might have been trying to do, at practice we try to do some, like, all right, let's try to do a 1 minute point, or let's try to hold as long as we can. And that might have been one of them right there. So, like with this one, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this might have been a quicker one. Oh no, I think I remember this one now. So with this, I think we were trying to slow play it. Now this wing is actually pretty solid. You can shut up the D side a little bit, but also you can shoot down on the snake still, and because it's a larger bunker and they have to get further up the Dorito side, you're a little bit more protected. So I would say that if you are going to try to stop the snake, you won't be able to stop them if they're moving on the inside, in between the little W's and the beam. If they're crawling like that, you won't be able to see them, but you will be able to see the moves to those little W's, so you can shoot into those gaps. I think this one we were trying to slow play it again, because I think Kyle next to me, I remember this point now, was I was like, hey, I want to go to this brick, and he was like, just go whenever you want to. So I definitely had the chance to. I just
I got you.
Yeah, we were trying to do something. So this isn't a bad thing to put yourself in your own, in a bad situation. Try to go to some bad spots and see how do we dig ourselves out of this. So being able to shoot the snake, you have those inside shots, which is really good. Now, the reason why I'm repeating it a lot is you want to make sure that everyone across the field is able to hear you, and you want to make sure that whoever it is that is next to you repeats whatever it is that you're saying, so that way you know that they actually heard you. So
I'm on the 3, Kyle.
So all I'm doing is just delaying. I'm not delaying. I'm sitting on this gap because I actually really, and I will go up to this brick in a second. So I wanted to go, but again, we were trying to slow play it. We're trying to put ourselves in a situation of how is it that we can win out of a slow situation like this. So sorry that this point's a little bit more boring. Yeah, I mean, you can hear me. I'm just trying to talk with Kyle next to me. Hey, I can't hear you. That's not a bad thing to say. That's still communication. You want it to get to the point that you are talking on the field. Hey, this is what I had for breakfast this morning. That kind of stuff, where you can get to the point where you're having a conversation on the field, and it's not just a I saw this guy go here, which is great. That's definitely a baseline that you want to make sure that you know. So you can even hear that, hey, Mingo, take the snake corner. So that kind of stuff, like, hey, I'm shooting at this, hey, take over this. That kind of communication you want to have. I'm shooting at this, I'm doing this.
Hey, I'm just staying on this 3.
So you can hear me saying, like, hey, I'm on this guy. I'm trying to stop that bump.
Tell me when you do, so I can go up to the Mexico. Tell me when you kill the corner, so I can go Mexico.
Okay. Is it Mexico?
No. I want to go Mexico.
Yeah, so you can even hear, like, hey, I want to go up to this bunker, just because it's easier to shoot someone when you're closer. But it ended up that I honestly, I could have made this move way earlier. But again, we're trying to slow play it. We're trying to make it into a point where, what if we need to burn, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of game time? I mean, in our bracket, we have the Russians. Those guys are known for being able to have 9-second points, 10-second points. So how is it that you can stop a team like that? So what are the bunkers that you can get to really drag out the point? So those are all things that we were doing. And I'm just posted on here, and Kyle behind me knew that I was doing that. So So once I heard that the back left was dead, that means that I can go and wrap this side, and I think there's only 2 bodies left. So once we shoot out this Dorito, then it was only 1 more Dorito, and then they ended up blowing the horn there. Okay, so this one is where I went to snake side. So I apologize to my snake side players. Ultimately, yes, I am going to play the snake a little bit, but it's not going to be as much to help you guys out a whole lot on an event practice, just because we got to see what everyone is good at, and ultimately I'm a better Dorito and I'm a better center player. I should have called that. I just realized that now. I saw that guy go in and I should have called that. Now, so right in here, this is that shot I'm talking about. You'll see this little channel right down there. So if that guy is crawling, you can sit right here and shoot straight down there and eliminate that guy. Now, this is a point that I definitely make a mistake, but I want you snake players to see what it is that you can do.
Snake 1, snake 3. Snake 1, snake 3. Yeah, snake 3 and snake 1.
Now, I think that's going to be a really good combo. The snake 1 is able to protect the guy on the inside, and then if he's kind of wrapping the outside of those little W's, then he's going to be able to do a little bit of damage there. So I'm just repeating what it is that I'm hearing. So what is it that, you know, they're 43 means that we have 4, they have 3. That's not a bad thing to do. Now, all right, so this is for my snake players. So if you stay low, and I'm kind of going slow here, but I'm just trying to listen and see what is it that is going on. So if I can pop up and maybe get a kill or something like that. So yeah, I probably could have kept going.
200.
I already had Kyle in the center there. You can see that he was looking over me. So honestly, I really should have just kept going. On this snake, you're going to be able to. You can be more aggressive. It's tough because these little W's you do have some good shots from.
No, they're tossing the snake.
So, yeah.
Hey, 400. 400.
So now Kyle was telling me that I need to get down the field, and the ball was a little bit in my court. So the reason why I stopped here is I'm listening. I thought that I heard a person, so that's why I slid over and stopped at this W instead of going to their snake 2, that little cake. I should have kept going, realizing afterwards. Of course, hindsight's always 20/20. So I should have just kept going, and then I just got shot stupid over the top because it was the that Dorito, and then it was also the snake corner. So that was my own fault. Now this shot here from this tower, and okay, sorry, real quick with that other point. If I had gotten to their snake 2, and that corner tried to come and get me, Kyle would have shot him in the center, and then now we have more bodies being able to shoot at the last guy in the Dorito side. So it would force them to either have to contain me, or have to try to go and shoot me out. So with this one, now this tower is not a bad bunker. I just don't think it's the best bunker. So there's some good shots in here. You can do some damage. You can kind of stop the snake a little bit. But when you're going up to here, you can shoot that snake 1, that big wing, real easy. So you're able to go in and shoot that guy. So I actually went to the snake 1 off the break, and it was this tower that I'm at that shot me. So off the break, that's a shot that you can really dial in.
I got you.
So yeah, you can hear the communication. I'm just saying, hey, I got you on this, I got you on that, you know, whatever it is. Hey, this guy's shooting this, all of that. I probably could have gone to the brick and had maybe a little bit better of a shot. I can better protect the snake player that I had. Mingo was in there, so you can see where he's at. So
Caution snake! Red alert! Caution snake 1!
So yeah, so
Caution snake 1!
the thing with this snake that's good and bad. It's bad if they're in the snake and you're not sure. So that's why you always want to just play like the snake is hot. It's just the way that this field is. You can get into the snake and kind of get lost. So, yeah. Now, I shouldn't have switched to the inside. I don't know why I did that. That was really stupid. I should have just stayed to this snake side. Or actually, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different point. So, coming out and
Snake, what's in the gun? Snake, what's in the gun?
getting into this brick was not a bad idea. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different point. So, I'm just kind of starting to spread the field. It must have been that they said that the Dorito side was clear. So, I was just trying to close out the point, and we were able to do that. So, we end up finishing it out here. So, yeah, that was the game there.
Game. Dorito runner.
I was kind of slow off the break there. So this is, I think, yeah, this is definitely a point that we are trying to play quick. Sitting here, it's a catch-22. So I can get some good shots on someone trying to fill in if you're trying to make a quick point. Now, if the other team is up on points and you're playing X-Ball, they're not going to push. There's no point in them pushing. So sitting on a gap like this is really not the best idea. I think it ends up working out. I think they end up, yeah, so I'm able to shoot out that player there. And then we were trying to have a quick point. So I don't remember what this one. Yeah, we shoot out the back center, and then I think that was it. There were some other kills that had happened. So, yeah. Yeah, so this was, I think, another quick point that we were trying to do. So this run isn't bad. Now, you really want to make sure that you're checking off the other stand-up wing. They can shoot back into that center as well as the back center. So you want to kind of keep your eye up. Something that I was doing was I would be shooting and looking and seeing where is that other player at. Where is it that they are looking, so that way I can see, can I keep going into the brick, or can I, or do I need to stop at the tower or stop at the wing? So you really want to go heads up into this center. Don't just run and have your head down. Now the reason why I started talking here was because the tower had seen me. So, all right, they already know that I'm there. They're already gonna start communicating that. They're already going to see that I'm there. So there's no point in me staying silent because they already know it. So I can start talking. It's not going to be a big issue.
Hey, is there a tower?
Then it ended up just being the point there. Okay, so again, for my Dorito players, this Dorito 1 is really good to help out your center player get up the field. You can see that shot that I was doing here, and you see that tower right there in the middle. You can shoot that guy and make sure that he is not moving up. You can have it where, oh, I'm sorry, not moving up, that you can stop him from shooting your center player. Now, I'm not going to move. This is a point that we needed to dig in. I'm not going to move because I'm going to make it easier for that snake to be able to shoot me.
I'm trying to kill the snake.
So what we were doing here is actually we had, I don't know if that was actually the best move now that I think about it. It ends up working out in this point. So once the snake was in there, we were telling some other people, hey, watch that. So I was able to shoot out. You really want to be careful, my center players. Really be careful of your knee and your feet. Those edges of the bunkers will start coming up when the heat starts coming in more. So I was able to shoot out that player. I think we, oh, actually I take that back. We don't kill the snake until the end of the point here. So I guess it wasn't a bad thing for me to get here. The only issue is that I'm making a risk because of me moving up. I don't think this bounce shot is here, by the way. I was trying to bounce it off the brick into that snake. So yeah, so it ended up working out. There are some shots that are blocked out. So there are some shots that are in there from the snake, but those pins that you can see right there are they block out some shots from that snake, like your snake 3 and your snake 2. So it isn't the end of the world if they get in there. You can hide from them, but you just really want to be careful. And I had such a rookie move right here. My gun was definitely off, so that was really, really stupid. So yeah, that was not good. So if that tower is on you, by the way, don't go. There's no point in going. Have your Dorito 1 player help to put that guy in so that way you can go. Or if you feel confident enough, you can wrap and shoot at that guy and be able to put him in so that way you can go ahead and dive in. So all I'm doing here is just sitting on this gap. I can still do my job the same from the brick. Now, the reason why I switch over is because there was a snake. And then they said that there was a center. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different point. So I think we ended up shooting out the snake here. And then I was able to move up into this brick. So now I have an even better shot. And they didn't even know that I had gone here. So it was something that was going to be good. So I'm not talking because I don't want them to know that I went in here. I didn't hear anyone say anything about me being in the center. And actually, I think here, yeah, you see I switched back because you want to listen in to your players. Now, with that snake 3, that means that he's in that little W right there. So, yeah, so that's what it was. I remember there was one point that this happened. So I don't know if you heard, I think it was JC was talking to me. He was saying, hey, no, don't switch, don't switch. He wants me to stay this way so that way he can shoot the inside, and we're able to still lock this up. Even though our snake player got shot, I'm still able to help out with this. Now the snake has to worry about me, and I'm going to have a little bit more of an advantage because I'm standing up, I'm posted on him. He has to snap out and figure things out. I'm able to shoot him out here.
Kill the snake.
And then go from there, and that ended up being the point. So I think this might have been another. We were trying to do a quick point. So still, even with my playing more the center, my Dorito players and snake players that watch here, you can see how good this center can be. It's something that you really want to be mindful of and really check off because it's not easy to dink this guy out necessarily because I can kind of roll off. I'll let you go to the next bunker and then wait on this gap. That's fine. If you want to do that, that's okay. I can still stop you from doing some other moves, and because this pin is here in that next Dorito, this one that is right in our frame right now, straight ahead, not the one to the left. I'm able to survive a little bit easier from there. Now, this is the one that I wanted to show you guys. My snake player, snake 3, you can thread the needle straight through here, and the snake ends up shooting me here, if I remember correctly. This was my fault. I shouldn't have even been looking this way. It was really stupid. Even though I was telling my my other player to watch me, I tried to bounce it off here and it didn't work. I just got shot real stupid is really what it was. So that snake, snake 3 can shoot through in between those bricks, and you have a shot at killing the the center player. So even though this guy got in here, it's not really that big of a deal. I can still tuck in. I'm the one that's gun dominant. I'm able to still kind of go to work, essentially. I'm able to sit on this gap. I'm able to kind of dominate. I can drop paint and make it where he can't do anything so that way my other players can move up the field. Remember, paintball is a team sport. You don't want it to be that, oh, well, I need to be the one that goes out and is always, just destroying people. Like, no, that's not how paintball works. Yeah, it's fun. There are times that you'll go and get a 3-pack or a 4-pack, maybe even a 5-pack. But you still need to be mindful of that. Now, I heard our code for the center, so that's why I went through and bunkered this guy, because that center is one that can really cut up either side of the field. So you really want to be mindful of that. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad route. You can go out into that. You can go out into right behind that can and shoot up straight down the field. I'm sorry, into that Dorito 1. So you're able to do some damage that way. You just have to be real quick because that guy's going to be able to run. You're trying to run and gun and shoot and be accurate. So the shot is there. It's just one that you really want to practice. As for bounce shots, I didn't see a whole lot, to be honest. I think there is one off a pin into a Dorito from the tower, or the snake side tower. But yeah. So all I'm doing here is just trying to put pressure. I mean, if I can get closer, it makes it a lot easier to to go and shoot someone. Now, since they know that I'm here, there's no point in me staying silent. I can talk.
Bingo the gun!
So what I was trying to do, and this was a drop in communication, I was trying to make it where I wanted this guy to go. I wanted it to be that he thought that he was able to have that move.
Charlie, bingo the gun!
So I was trying to tell my team to let me shoot this guy. You can see I have him if he tries to fill out to the snake corner, or if he tries to go into the snake one, I'm able to shoot both of those gaps. It ends up not working out because my teammate didn't hear that. So I was probably showing a little bit too much here now that I look at it. There we go, that's a little bit better. But just always stay tight. Just don't give anyone anything to shoot at. I'm going to end up being able to shoot out the Dorito here, and then we close out the point. But yeah, it wasn't the prettiest point, I guess. So this was a point, and this, I really feel like the center, you can get dirty up here. You just really have to be heads up and make sure that you are watching out for those drop shots. Keep your head up if you're playing in the center. As for the snake players and the Dorito players, guys, check off this center. You don't want it to be that you think that you have the move, and then you go to dive in, and all of a sudden there's a guy in the center brick, and they end up shooting you. So you don't want to get caught in that trap. From this wing, though, and for my snake players, be mindful of this, so I can still help you guys out, see? This guy can still shoot into those gaps. You can see the gaps that I have there on those little W's. So if he tries to fill out around the outside instead of trying to crawl on the inside, it's not going to work out super well, because I can shoot possibly his pack as he moves around. And if he tries to move in on the inside, my snake player can look down the tape and be able to shoot that. So I'm just trying to tell my team, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I am working on. Now, the reason why I'm saying caution is don't ever call out a bunker unless 115% you know that guy is there. Because you don't want it to be that you run through and someone called a bunker and they were wrong. You don't want that to be the case. So make sure that you are 110%, like I said. Or just call caution. That's what I like to use. It's just, hey, caution this. That just means I'm not sure, but I think there might be someone there. So that way, my Dorito side players and my snake side players are able to look and see, okay, well, there might be someone here. Let me just double check that this guy isn't just waiting. And that way, I'm able to move up. Now, I'm still trying to talk, even though I'm talking to my Dorito guys. I'm trying to say, hey, Kyle, this guy is shot, for one of our codes on the Dorito side. This is all stuff that I can at least help out with and still keep my eye in on that. Now, because we had killed the back center, now I knew I could wrap on this side and not have to worry about this. Now, I did have to jump out of the way of a lane. I think I did take a bounce in the leg and shoot out the snake here, and then it ended up that it was just the snake one. So, of course, if I have a chance to go bunker someone, I want to go bunker someone. So, just run straight at the bunker and able to finish out the point there. So, guys, this is it seems like a really just quick field. So make sure that you're checking off that center. That's a real big thing. And just be aggressive. I feel like usually paintball is the aggressor is going to win, but I think if you have a chance to go, you probably should go. But try to figure out ways that you can slow this field down too. Try to put yourself in those situations where, hey, let's try to burn 3 minutes at least, and then we can push after that. Practice that stuff. That's all going to be things that'll help you out. But thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.